Is I'm not going to break any children's hearts with this story, okay? So probably the place we don't want to run into problems or misadventures is in the medical arena. And as a retired surgeon for 30 years, I can tell you that worked for me. Operating rooms can be dangerous places, not only for the patients, but for the people that work there. I'm going to relate a sequence of events that led up to me getting stabbed in my own operating room one day. So I think it qualifies for the theme this evening. On the day in question, I showed up at my room with my usual group of people. I worked at a rather large teaching hospital here in central Pennsylvania. We had all sorts of learners, medical students, interns, residents, fellows, nursing students, and the occasional surgical technology student. And so I showed up in the room and all the usual suspects were there. The patient, because it'd be rude to start without her. Anesthesia, because we needed her to be asleep. And the usual crew that worked with me, the two nurses in my room. Mike was going to be the circulator that day. He would be bringing things to us that we needed. And Janet was going to be the scrub nurse. She also has the cross to carry of being my wife. There are two other people in the room that I didn't recognize, two women. The older one came over and introduced herself as the clinical instructor for the surgery technology program. And this was her student, Lacey or Lucy, I really don't remember. And this was going to be her first day passing instruments in the operating room because she had done very well in her classwork, and can she do this on your case? Yeah, sure. I never had a problem with that. I never got to where I was without someone showing me the way, so you got to pay it forward. So we get started, everything's going along. Lucy knows what she's doing. She knows her instruments. She's not missing a beat. And we get to the point where we have to cut this diseased organ out of the patient. So I asked for the long-handled knife, which is exactly that. It's a 1-inch blade on the end of a 9 or 10-inch handle that we use to be able to get down deep into the recesses of the pelvis or whatever we need to be able to cut out. So I make my incision, hand it back to Lucy, and as I'm bringing my arm back to the field, she drops it, and it sticks right there. Yeah, that's sort of what I said. There was a gasp. I don't know if it was her or me. To this day, I still don't know if it was her or me. And everybody just sort of stood there and looked at it for a minute, and I pulled it out, dropped it on the floor because it was contaminated. I didn't want to contaminate the field. And Mike comes running over, pulls my gown and my gloves off, and I had a perfect 1.5-inch surgical incision in my upper forearm. Wasn't bleeding badly. He throws a gauze pad on, wraps some gauze on it, sticks another gown on me, gloves, because I needed to get back there. We were at a fairly important portion of the operation. Meanwhile, Lucy's decompensating. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Hey, Lucy, take it easy. Everything's fine. We're moving along. Everything's great. I'm okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And she's shaking, and Mike leads her away, sits her on a stool on the side of the room, and Janet takes over, and we're doing our thing. Finish the operation, everything's cool. So we go off to do whatever it is we would do between cases while they're getting the next one ready. Go up and see some patients on the floor, get a cup of coffee, go to employee health and report a stabbing incident. And when we come back, everybody's there except Lucy. And it's obvious that her instructor has really taken this hard. Her eyes are all red. It looked like she'd been crying. And she said, we're really sorry about it. Relax. Everything's okay. No, well, she's not here. I gave her the day off. I sent her home because she was so upset. And I'm seeing this poor woman, she's upset too. So I'm trying to sort of diffuse the moment. So I try to make light of what's happening. And I said, what the heck? I get stabbed. She gets a day off. So I said to Mike, hey, Mike, what do you think about that? He said, you know what? If I knew I could get a day off out of this place for doing something like that, I'd been cutting your ass a long time ago. Thank you.